Hello everyone, and welcome back to This Week in Halo, the Halo video that catches you up with all the awesome stuff happening Halo related this week. This week in Halo, we have combat evolved in virtual reality. We have the release of the Cut Halo 2 mission Alpha Moon, and even the Arbiter voice actor Keith David saying he'd love to reprise his role for an Arbiter spin-off game. As usual, there's a new Halo Infinite update on the horizon, which goes live in a few days, so with that said, there's a lot Halo related to cover this week. Let's get into it. First up today, we have Keith David, voice actor of the Arbiter, and he said he'd love to work with Halo again, especially with a spin-off game for his character. For years, I have dreamt of this happening, so Halo, please make it happen. There are so many cool stories to tell with the Arbiter, so many of us would love a spin-off game. Next up, we have Halo Infinite, and the Winter Wonderland Christmas update goes live in a few days. This update will feature a new battle pass as usual, new cosmetics, the return of the map Snowbound, and I went into Forge and actually found the map. I'm thinking it's made by Unique Forges, and the unique game mode, no pun intended, will be Snowball Fight with plasma grenades. Hard to believe we're almost in December already. It feels like this year has flown by. The new update releases next week on Halo Infinite. In other Halo Infinite news, and I can't believe this got stealth patched, the Skewer, the most inconsistent weapon on Halo Infinite, has received a networking fix. The fix is so good in fact that it actually fixed it for me too, on high ping. Now, the gun functions as intended. Big thank you to Halo Studios for getting that done. I really do appreciate it. As a very quick side note, and this is semi-Infinite related, but I love showing off community creations, Rejected Shotgun is importing Halo Infinite assets into Halo 4. It looks surprisingly great, and as someone who doesn't love Halo 4's art style, I'll be honest, it'll be very interesting to see the Halo 4 engine with a complete overhaul in textures. It might feel like a completely different game. The last Halo Infinite thing we need to mention this week is Delta Arena. You know, the Halo 2 anniversary playlist to celebrate the 20th anniversary? Well, it rotates out this week, and the playlist will be removed December 3rd once the new Christmas update comes out. So many of you guys literally begged me to mention this, but I also feel very strongly about it, so here it is. Do not remove the Delta Arena playlist on Halo Infinite. Make the playlist its own classic experience, and then keep it as something unique on the game. Do not put it into quick play like you guys have planned, as it will get lost in the list of maps and modes that never get played. My suggestion is to keep Delta Arena, and then add the other Halo 3 refuel maps into the playlist. Make it into a fully fledged classic Halo Infinite experience, and keep adding more Forge maps to it over time. Halo Infinite's population actually rose when this playlist released, and I read many comments saying that once it goes away, they will not continue playing the game. Please consider keeping it permanently, as it adds so much variety to many Halo fans. It really is a different experience to the raw default gameplay, and I think it would really benefit the game to give Halo fans a classic option. Now next up today, and I made a video about this about 5 days ago now, we have an update on the Master Chief and Cortana voice lines being replaced. General Kidd actually posted the replacement voice actors, so here they are on screen.
Chief, are you okay?
I'm fine, Cortana. How many Covenant made it through the roof after us?
I can't tell. This planet is wreaking havoc on my sensors. There's an incredible amount of chatter on the Covenant battle nets. We won't be lonely, that's for sure.
We need to find some cover.
Luckily, the wreckage from the crash left us some presence as well. Master Chief, I'm reading a warthog south of our position.
As you can see, 343 initially intended for Steve Blum and Jen Hale to replace Steve Downs and Jen Taylor. Ironic, they have the exact same first name as the original voice actors, and you can tell the replacement voice actors really tried hard to emulate the originals. We actually got even more information, as a 343 dev at the time called Patrick shed some light onto this and said designers in a playtest were commenting on VO, like the voiceovers, thinking it was temporary, and we were told to stop commenting on it because it was final. One designer in particular ranted in a meeting to leadership that ultimately changed their mind. Beta testers had similar thoughts. So thankfully, based on feedback from not only the developers and the beta testers, they decided to go back to the original voice actors. And for me, I truly believe it's important to remember history, or you'll be doomed to repeat it. And that was the point of that video. All throughout Halo's lifecycle, there have been certain things that have been added that detrimentally affected the core gameplay loop that did not need to change. change. I'm sure everyone watching this video has at least one thing they wish never changed about Halo and didn't need to change. The example I gave was grenade jumping. The key takeaway here is for Halo Studios moving into the future to nail the staples of what makes Halo truly great, and then, and only then, do you expand and see what resonates with fans. You need to do the core gameplay loop correctly, nail the foundation, get that right, and then you can springboard forward. Now, speaking of expanding Halo's core gameplay loop, and this was the last thing I expected to see, Halo virtual reality, that's right, VR, is now a thing. I know a few content creators are going to make dedicated videos on this, but I did want to touch on it. I don't have a VR headset, so I can't do a video about it, but for the first time in Halo history, virtual reality Halo is now a possibility. It's surprisingly functional as it allows players to almost tactically take their weapons around corners. It also works for Halo mods, as the Halo CE Plus mod has been played with the brand new feature. I've been following this closely with the reviews, and unanimously people have said it's amazing. It's fully functional, and if you are a fan of virtual reality, it's a must play for you. I can only imagine the first reveal of the Flood, and they're all running at you, and you're literally seeing the Flood jumping into your screen because you're wearing the headset. That would be so cool. It's crazy to me that in the year 2024, we've now gotten virtual reality Halo and even PC Splitscreen made by the community. Many of you guys asked for a download link to the Master Chief Collection PC split screen mod. I've also linked that in the description for you. In terms of an official capacity, 343 Industries also prototyped virtual reality, codenamed Reverie, and with some external third-person partners that showed extreme promise. Shout out to Mr. Rebs for the information. Unfortunately, this is another one of those prototypes that was ultimately shelved and never revisited. This means, in terms of prototypes now, we know of the Space Combat Halo prototype, the Mega Bloks Halo prototype, the Hero Shooter prototype, and now the Virtual Reality prototype. I personally believe that all of these as spin-offs would have been received pretty well, at least in their own way. And as long as there was still mainline Halo games and the traditional experience offered, again, going back to nailing those staples, I think it would have added a lot of depth to the franchise. Finally today, and speaking of things that should be revisited, you know what released this week? Halo 2 cut content. Released by the Dig Site team this week, Alpha Moon, an alternate cut to Halo 2, takes place after the level Arbiter, where the heretic leader flees to the Alpha Halo ring, and the Arbiter needs to chase him down on the remains of the destroyed ring. No Flood was in this version, and it's almost reminiscent of Quarantine Zone later in the game. This level is predominantly vehicle focused, with the biggest change being that instead of you killing the heretic leader, he actually begins to tell the Arbiter the truth about Halo, and Tartarus steps in to assassinate him so you don't discover the truth. I don't know about you guys, but I actually really prefer this version to the original story. The vehicle combat section is amazing, the story seems better in many ways, and the level itself is surprisingly well thought out. The Dig Site team has really outdone themselves yet again, and you could have easily had this in the original Halo 2 campaign, and I think it would have worked really well. I have again linked the mod in the description below. If you do have a low-end PC, as it doesn't take much to run Halo MCC, you could still play this too. And that's it. That's this week in Halo. From Halo Virtual Reality to the release of a cut campaign Halo 2 mission, there's even new content for Halo Infinite on the horizon. It's nice to see that all types of Halo fans will have something to look forward to, and I'm really proud of the community. Time after time after time, all of these amazing things come out that we love, and it's all done through a sheer passion for Halo. You guys never cease to amaze me, but thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later.